In Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball, every kill, dig, and point changes the match. Opposite Jordan Thompson is building her championship case 1 point at a time. Another kill by Thompson. It's just a different sound when she plays into the ball. Can she continue her reign at the top? Who will emerge to challenge JT in the title chase? Week 2 of Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball continues right now. Welcome to the Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball Championship, fueled by Gatorade. Just 2 chances remain to make an impact in Omaha. From Liberty First Credit Union Arena, we welcome you into night 2, week 2. Team Hoffman and Team Valentin-Anderson looking to face off. Both teams coming off of losses, although a little bit different results there. Team Valentin-Anderson, a veteran-laden group on that side. Jordan Thompson leads our AU Volleyball Championship at the moment, trying to make it a runaway. And then there are 3 athletes, Hentz, Cooper, and Drews, who are undefeated. Team Hentz 4-0, and they sit in those other 4 spots for the moment. And we sit here inside the arena, Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael. Key, we do have to talk about outsides in this game, because if you're going to point score, you're going to win a match, you're going to take home those all-important leaderboard points, you have to kill the ball on the left.
Yeah, one of these 2 teams is going to get their first win tonight. And I think a lot of that hinges on 2 players in particular in the outside. We're going to be talking about the players that have the most responsibility of point scoring. And it's Brooke Nunneveller on the one side. She has a little something to prove this week after being drafted 21st to the gold side in week 1. She started on the bench, and this week she was taken off the board 9th to Team Hoffman. She ended up as the 2nd top scorer in match number 1. She was targeted in the reception for good reason, but she contributed to a 55% positive on her side. One of the few players that looks more comfortable with that added responsibility. And Betty, well, she's just back up to her old tricks. After a 20-point performance her last night as captain, she followed up as the top scorer of the orange side once again this week. Back with Natalia Valentin-Anderson, who she has honed her connection with over the past 4 years. And she may be uncomfortable taking a back seat to the captain's chair, which she's held every week last week, but she is no stranger to point scoring responsibilities. A powerful outside hitter that's going to be relied on here today.
Comparing the numbers between these 2, take us 1 step deeper. What are we really learning about these 2 women?
Well, you can see in those errors that Betty is a player that likes to take a lot of risk. It's high risk, high reward with her. She's going to be swinging for the rafters. Nunneveller on the other side maybe has a few less kills, but she's also keeping her errors low, taking a little bit less risk on her side.
Mentioned both sides coming off a loss. There is Nunneveller, and we are ready to get underway as Micah Hancock will jump it up from the corner to get started. Team Hoffman with the serve, and that immediate side out for Team Valentin-Anderson. Put their first point on the board with Serena Gray out of Temple City, California. Gray expected to make an impact at the middle position, and has, particularly on the offensive side for Natalia Valentin-Anderson in this week. The 5'6" Puerto Rican national team captain. Looking at Nunneveller. She'll pass and swing, and Abercrombie will go over the top of the block. Mentioned that Team Valentin-Anderson coming off a loss. That was 58-75. Team Hentz pretty dominant in that one. On the other side for Team Hoffman, they had a huge first set comeback against Team Thompson. They would eventually lose 73-76. As we look at Brooke Nunneveller, the Arizona native, getting the jump float underway. And is that an ace? No, it is not. Excellent save from Kat Bell. Abercrombie's 2 for 2. When we're talking point scoring, it's pins overall, opposite included.
Yeah, you got to get your opposite firing. This is going to be one of our questions for the match moving forward, as Abercrombie, last year's champion. Her numbers a little lower than what we've expected from her, but I feel she's on the rise, and her numbers are showing it this week. Yeah,
will the real Brittany Abercrombie please stand up, might be the question. Hitting 230 this season. She was in the 400s last time. Hoffman scoops that one with a little chicken wing. Oh, beautiful overhead set. And a better dig. That ball is tight to the net. Abercrombie tries to go high flat, and she is off to a wonderful start. 5th in kills is Brittany Abercrombie. To give you some context here, she's hitting 230 on the year. Jordan Thompson hitting 420. How does Team Hoffman help number 4 succeed?
Well, I feel like Thompson is the gold standard right now in terms of efficiency on that pin. But if they can get her that ball high and wide, I love an Abercrombie swing when she has a chance to go up and get it, isn't having that ball dying on the inside or having to fight against the block. She can go off the top.
Now look at the two opposites in this one. There are real questions on the right side for both teams.
Yeah, and I think it's a big responsibility for the opposite position to take a lot of the offensive load, especially in a league like this where you're changing setters a lot. It's really difficult to find that connection, but neither of these two are at the numbers that we're expecting from them. I feel like there's only room to go up. Think about Bell, for example. She's had 3 different setters already, Hancock, Monserrat, and Valentin-Anderson. Finding that connection, just not there yet.
Nati to Gray once again. Yeah, I talked to Natalia Valentin-Anderson, affectionately known as Nati in the league, and she said, I didn't feel like I was getting Kat Bell some good opportunities early, so I wanted to keep her in the match and try and see if I could fix that from my end.
Yeah, I spoke to Kat as well before this match. She said that's exactly what they're doing, is they're keeping that communication open. They're talking about what they can do differently, working on it. They've had 2 days now between match 1 and match 2, and that's certainly something they wanted to get going.
Oh, what a layoff there. Beautifully done by Micah Hancock, the multiple-time Olympic medalist. As now we'll have an overcall go against the other side. One save from Hancock and one overcall against McKenna Vicini. That's what the talent has really grown here in the league. Multiple-time medalists and Olympians. There's Betania de la Cruz, the Big Beth. Internationally, more than 2 decades on the scene, and multiple-time Olympian for her native Dominican Republic. The love of the game and the love of these women here at Athletes Unlimited is what keeps her coming back. She once played here in Omaha a couple seasons ago for the Supernovas. Nati underneath that one, Gray. Can't get anyone to swing. Overhead, Abercrombie already the hot hand. Right back to the lefty. And she kills the ball onto the right back on the other side. This is good news for Team Hoffman.
Well, this point goes the purple way, but I'm so impressed with Nati's defense. Have a look at this scoop right here. She is the 3rd best defender in the league. She's averaging 3.5 digs per game because she plays like a libero. She's above 2 of the liberos in that ranking, which is incredible.
Bell has to step in. That was a tough opportunity, and Kat Bell cranks on it. Both sides looking for that production. If you're looking for it, you have to provide opportunity.
Yeah, Nati trying to feed Kat Bell early on, and I think on these 2 matches, you know that you're going to see a lot of ball going to the outsides between Nunaviller, Betty, maybe Maddie Kingdon-Rischel. So I think that the job of a setter is to establish a lot of zones early on in the match.
Ray serves that one deep into the corner. Abercrombie, that was definitely a touch. And Brittany Abercrombie is off to a 2024 style start here in 2025. Now 5 kills on 7, hitting 710. Way to go, Slim Shady. I'm Britt Abercrombie. That dig into left front is a tough one to pick up for a second contact. 6-5, Team Hoffman with the lead. Valentin-Anderson working their way back in after trailing early. There is Kat Bell, 2012 national champion at Texas. Long-time pro now. That one to the outside. Bell with the dig. Another one in this first set for her. Remember, digs +5 to your own personal score and keeping the point alive. Bell, consecutive digs. Hoffman calling for it. Pushing it, Bell, 3 for 3. Abercrombie's to the floor. It'll have to go to Hoffman, the captain trying to carry. Hoffman cannot get that thing to leave play. And eventually a net is called on Valentin-Anderson, but that might be in question.
From where I'm sitting, she definitely got a touch on the net here. The question might be whether or not she was already outside of the net, or excuse me, outside of the antenna when she touched the net. That was a long rally though. Defensive effort on the orange side at a premium. Bell with 3 back-to-back digs. When you talk about maybe how you can be valuable as a player, if one thing's not functioning, get something else going, and that's the defense.
Great discussion here with Natalia Valentin-Anderson deciding whether to issue a challenge. She said no, gonna let it flow. Turned by Hancock. Bell plays it perfectly. Betty back row is wide right. There was a very interesting discussion between Fernando Morales and Natalia Valentin-Anderson in that last play about whether to issue a challenge. The captain has ultimate decision. She waved it off, told him no. So that's a reversal in this league. The player is in charge. The captain is in charge versus the coach. As this ball is initially called out, and now they've issued a challenge from the orange side.
I think that was a good challenge to take. I think, speaking of Nati in the net, she felt she was in the net. She knew whether or not it was worth challenging. This one, though, from where we're all sitting, that ball's in. So absolutely worth saving the challenge for something like this.
2 captains' challenges per team per set. Net contact, foot faults, ball up or down, ball in or out, all can be challenged. Natalia Valentin-Anderson looking like she's going to win this one, but in any case, it's an opportunity to stand and talk to her side as both try and right the scheme here. 13 points into our first set of 3 from Omaha, Nebraska. We play 3, you add them all up, that is your overall score, something like 77-66. One side will take it.
After review, the challenge for ball in out is successful.
Successful, so that means the ball was initially called out. Now it will be called in, but Dani de la Cruz will get the kill, so she'll get +8 to her individual score, as every individual action has a plus or minus attached to it. And her side will get a point. You're also playing for those team points, the set victories. Each set worth 40 points. The overall victory worth 60, 180 team points. That is why Team Hens has done so well. They are undefeated through 4 matches and ruling the leaderboard. All 4 captains this week played for Team Hens last week.
Good hustle play there by Nati. Now her team had 9 blocks in the last match. That one just a touch off the block and out, but it's still a good movement and a good progression working up to those solid block touches that end up as points.
Zambothe misses that one. She can be a sneaky, dangerous server. Interesting, she went a little more to the right that time, into the middle. The Ohio State University Hall of Fame member. Sophie Fisher, South Carolina, played at Georgia. Tough serve from her. She had a couple of aces earlier in her AU debut, as that ball is killed again by Abercrombie, who now has 6 kills on 8 swings. A clean blocker error. 0s there.
Yeah, efficiency going skyrocketing for Abercrombie, but getting the ball that she wants, and that's the difference. With her height, she has to get a ball that's high enough that she can take advantage of it.
Crank into the back line. There is that signature Micah Hancock. Bend it like Micah. Well, I'm gonna have to work on that branding, actually.
I like it, has a ring to it.
So that's one. See if she goes right back to that again. The whole receive cheating that way. It's Dani de la Cruz and Kingdon Rischel in that spot. Another tough one. No swing. And in fact, another point for her side. Now, this is the interesting matchup here. The 2 veterans passing next to one another. They gave up 6 aces to Team Valentin-Anderson in the last match. 3 from Kingdon Rischel, 3 from de la Cruz.
Yeah, and I think when you have 2 players like that, again, this is their first time playing together. They have not been on a team together in their years at Athletes Unlimited. You have to work through a couple of things. They're both used to being the player that goes and takes that. It's all about communication down that seam.
Another tough pass, way up to the net. Abercrombie going to manage that one. Bell trying to make something out of nothing. No touch is what the purple side said, and we may have a challenge here.
I would not challenge that if I am the purple side.
Okay.
This is always a statistical challenge that I think is always on the side of the attacker. If you're doing your job as a blocker, your arm should be over the net, and there's a chance that if the ball touches the tape, it touches your hands too, so no challenge coming.
Keep Michael dead on with that. Play continues, challengeless. Hancock trying to push that ball out of bounds, cannot. Back to the battle with Betty, pulling her hands, strategically done. This is a strategy that has been done in response to the high, flat swings of so many international attackers.
And blocking is all about strategy and seeing what's happening in the moment. So Betty, you know her as a hitter. She wants to go high and flat. She wants to look for your fingertips. You have to make a decision. Do you go up or do you take your hands away?
Great, not a lot of heat on that one. Vinci, beautiful bump set. Doesn't matter this time. First error for Abercrombie comes via a block with Natalia Dela Cruz next to Serena Gray.
And that block's so successful because the orange side have so much time to see where that ball is going. Gray able to get out there early. She closes up to Betty. Their hands are there in time to take that ball away from what Abercrombie wants to do.
Natalia Dela Cruz, former champion here back in 22, the runner-up last season to Brittany Abercrombie, who's on the other side of the net right now. Betty with that looping jump serve. Buccini cannot get a hold of a beautiful snap from Gray. What a sound getting over the top with no approach, number 15.
Yeah, just a little step off the net, gives herself enough space. That's always the key as well. Younger middles will want to be tight to the net and take a swing, and that's when you get those net touches. Gets herself set up, gives space, and then goes for it.
And that'll leave Betty there where she's so dangerous. All-time aces leader has him in trouble. What a scoop from Hancock. Looking for hands, Kingdon Rischel, nope. Well, here comes another challenge. And this will be the second of the set already for Valentin-Anderson. So while you love to challenge this, we are not through the halfway mark here for Valentin-Anderson.
A little bit of frustration as well, because I think that they're arguing that this is quite a clear touch. Oh, not as clear from that angle. Yeah, we probably want to see it from the back of the court or the front.
Hancock with that early save. That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, this will be the cleanest angle. Oh, no, out of frame.
Yeah, our Nashville head office for a replay. We're getting replay assist from a little ways across the country, and they will be taking a look at it here, trying to see if those fingertips, perhaps the right hand of Abercrombie with the ball.
Yeah, I always tend to look to see if some fingers wiggle. When you play it backwards in slow motion, you'll see some awkward or unnatural movements. That's, I feel, the best way to find it.
After review, the challenge for block touch is successful.
So Team Valentin-Anderson is successful there. That does leave them without a captain's challenge here in this first set. So as we go along in the second half here, Valentin-Anderson are at the mercy of our referee crew. Julie Vogt, our R1, and that was Landry Homscher with the call there. Better pass this time. Nunaville out of the back row. Back to her once again. Oh, Gray with a little Johnny on the spot play. And that's going to end up being 4 contacts. Yeah, shouting. Every referee in purple had the call. Because the first contact either is or isn't a block. That's what's at issue here.
Yeah, I'll have to see it again. But my instinct was that the first contact is a block touch and that she's allowed to play 3 more after that.
I had it the other way.
Okay, let's go.
We'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, we'll roll the tape back.
You might end up owing me another coffee.
Or vice versa. Because the ball never lies, and it's out.
You can zero out your account. The ball never lies. One of the great things about volleyball. If you're wondering what that is, if a call goes against you and you're upset about it and think you were right, if the next ball goes your way, the ball has fixed the situation. Well, now, wait, the ball has gone the other way again. Maybe the ball can't decide.
The ball lies.
14-12, Team Hoffman with the advantage here. They played a 25, win by 2. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael, first of 2 matches on the night. A rifle past the one-on-one block. There goes Kingdon Rischel.
Micah Hancock up in the front court as well. A solid blocker in her own right, but she's the smaller of the lineup in the front, so good choice to go fast out there to Maddie Kingdon Rischel. Both
sides with some effective serving. Abercrombie down and out again. Backslide for Sambothi. That was a good plan. Bell off the hands and got another one, Kat Bell. So we had all those opposite questions coming in for both sides. Key, we're getting a lot of answers early.
Yeah, I like Natty continuing to feed Bell. As we talked about, they've been working in training to make sure they're getting that connection better and better as the days go on.
Kat Bell back to the service line once again. League titles in the Philippines twice, Korea as well. Hobbies include cooking for a lot of these women. As we're going to look at a captain's challenge here from Hoffman for the attack line fault. I see cooking all the time for these women. I would like to have the Great Athletes Unlimited bake-off or cook-off here sometime.
I don't want to be a part of it. I'll just do the tasting and the eating.
Okay.
You trust me, you don't want to taste any of my cooking. Because I could probably burn pasta. I have done.
After review, the challenge for attack line fault is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful, so staying behind the line was Kat Bell.
And by a mile. That wasn't even close. When they called that challenge, I didn't think, I was curious as to what was even being challenged, because we're sitting right in front of that line. I hadn't seen.
Good response from Team Hoffman. Back and forth we go here in the first set. We are at the technical timeout. We want to get the keys to the match, the keys to volleyball. We're going to give you keys next. We'll let you figure out the spelling during this break. The Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball Championship is fueled by Gatorade. A look back at night number 1 here in week 2 and the faces of some of the competitors here in this most competitive 5th season. Currently 15-14 Hoffman over Valentin-Anderson, and it's only appropriate you ask a middle to break down blocking. Here's Key Michael. All right, we'll try and go back to Key at the whiteboard in a second when we get technical issues straightened out. Things are getting straightened out for both sides here in this first set of 3. We will play 3 to 25. And it is close early on. Micah Hancock and Justine Wong-Arantes, gold medals together now on this 2025 season journey together. Gold and silver as members of Team USA in the last 2 Olympic Games. Interesting journey for Hancock in that Olympics, coming in as an alternate for the first time ever. The alternate was in the village in the practices and a part of the team and available should there be an injury issue, and there was for Team USA. So Micah Hancock coming in, and instead of the traditional roster of medals being awarded to just the players who were on the main roster, earning a medal herself, coming in and playing some matches. And that's, I think, a good change for the sport of volleyball. Quite violent for the body. Good that teams have that opportunity to bring somebody in mid-tournament in a tournament that lasts 2 weeks. That ball blasted out of bounds. Hoffman with a 2-point advantage. Captain to the line, set her in the front row. Will they try and set over her? Yes, they will. Hancock, double touch with the left hand. There was the block and then play up. That ball is still good. I think we're going to get a replay on that one. Yeah, Julie Vogt immediately calling a replay as that kick save kept the rally alive. Inadvertent whistle. Let's check back in with Key.
All right, guys, we got this. We're talking blocking, because I know I talk a lot about blocking on the broadcast. I want to just make sure we all understand ourselves. All right, when we talk about a one-on-one, it means the setter has done their job. They've held the middle. Only one blocker gets all the way out to the pin on the block. A double block, well, this is pretty much your average. 2 blockers team up, and that's what they have to hit against. Gold standard is if 3 blockers are able to go up and make a triple block, they're going to be in front of the hitter. Now, talking about Commit blocking and read blocking. These are terms you're going to hear a lot. Commit means this middle blocker has decided that there's one attacker that she wants to pay attention to and make sure she's on. And read block is more like she's just waiting, watching, and reacting. 5 of the best blockers right here, and 2 of them are on court right now between Fisher and Vicini. So keep an eye on for them. They love to read block. They are 2 of the best in the league at it.
Key, when it comes to read blocking, talk about following. What does that mean for a middle blocker?
Following, oh, that's a great one. All right, so let's say your setter is right here. You're gonna follow her wherever she goes to set. Let's say she moves forward in the court. You're gonna follow her wherever she goes. So let's say your setter loves to set her middle. You wanna get in front of her, follow her wherever she goes. And even if she sets the other direction, you're kind of just giving that one up and saying, that's all right, we're not gonna follow that in the block.
Can you be in a read commit or a read follow or a commit follow?
Yes. Commit follow, you just go with whatever blocker you want, whatever hitter you want to be in front of.
All right, thanks for breaking it down, Key.
Thanks, Kevin.
Key Michael looking quite sharp tonight over there at the whiteboard. Purple on a 4-0 run. Team Hoffman finally getting a little distance here. They led 15-14 the technical timeout, and now that first timeout used for Team Valentin-Anderson. Looking for a side out, Nati, number 27. Again, a tough pass. Pretty nice set, and that worked off the block. Fearless high swing from Maddie Kingdon-Rischel. Played for Team Houston in League One volleyball last year. Will return to that team again this season. All this after a long national team career. Utilizing that middle back attack a few times now. Team Hoffman. Rischel with the dig outside to Betty. Turned by Micah Hancock. She will do that. We saw a number of kills a few nights ago from number 92. 19-15. Team Hoffman with a nice little run at the middle point of the set. Tough short serve. Betty tries to manage and misses long. Going for that coffin corner and couldn't find it. But later, overturned. Now keep in mind, no captain's challenges remain for Valentin-Anderson here. But the referee can call a challenge at any time. So that is the one caveat to it if there's an obvious dispute. So it appears here that the call was initially out. Watch, clear call from our linesman that the ball is out. I believe then overruled by Julie Vogt, our R1, standing on the ref stand.
I think that's a good call by her.
And then challenged in or out by Team Hoffman. So a little complex series of events here.
Challenge the challenge.
That, from that angle, that might be out, but it might be in.
It's so hard to tell from there, but I think it's clipped a little bit of the end line.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp, all right? we all know that. But you can challenge and overrule.
I think based on a couple of the challenges that already the purple side had to make, the orange side had to make a couple. They don't have any more left. I think it's a good idea for the head referees to try and make a call.
And our referees can call a challenge, but this one is going to go for Team Hoffman. So that would mean that both teams are out of challenges here in set number 1. We've used all of them.
Yeah, by that look, I'm seeing it in.
See, I think in that last frame, there's a little bit of space. Good delineation here on this Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball floor with the black and white as your edge binding. And there's lots of great floors throughout the sport of volleyball. They don't always have the best contrast.
The challenge for ball in out is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful.
Meaning the second call stands. Not
The
original
overrule.
call.
The overrule stands that the ball was called in. And And so the point goes to Valentin-Anderson, and that could be a critical point right there. That was going to be 20-15. Instead, they're just -3, and a misconnection there will have them just 2 back. Perfect set to the outside. Betty is there on tip coverage from the right front, and she got it. That paid off. Defensive responsibility is part of what you talk about in the back row or tip coverage aspect of the game.
Yeah, Natalia, one of the best in the league at keeping the ball off the floor. I think she's up there with Head sometimes in terms of airtime.
Yeah, that was Betty that time underneath the ball, picking it up, and timeout called by Team Hoffman. We can look back to this play, quite crowded in the right front during this effort.
Oh, nice scoop. Nati on the floor as per usual. I think that's going to be the key to a successful match here today, is that defense turning it into offense. I think we talk a lot about that final touch, but if you're able to keep those things off the floor, you're just giving your team more opportunities. The liberos and the defensive specialists go unnoticed, but they are the heart and soul of a win.
Well, it was a competitive set right up to the 15-point mark where Team Hoffman started to get away. They were at 19-15. Remember that challenge, that back and forth, that overrule would have been 20-15. Instead, became 19-16, and now that has translated to just a 1-point lead here for Team Hoffman. They're trying to close out this first set, win those 40 team points. Fisher, corner to corner again. Abercrombie's been good in this first set, and that adds to her total now. 7 kills on 13 swings. Just once she's been stopped by the block.
And this is it. This is what we come to expect from Abercrombie. Those kind of numbers. She's set herself a very high standard to live up to.
Lots of celebration on the Valentin-Anderson side. They're trying to carry some energy as we hit the red zone over 20. An exceptional server at the line, Natalia Valentin-Anderson. A lot of space short available in the middle of the court. Abercrombie, high contact. Yes, welcome back. Brittany Abercrombie, the reigning champion, looking very much like the number 4 of 2024.
Yeah, high contact is exactly the point there. Look at how she's able to go over, and even in that rotation where she's got to kind of run around and get into that spot.
Right, another fine delivery there from Valentin-Anderson. That combination has proved lethal here in the first. Gray now 5 of 6. The only ball that didn't go down was that push about midway in this set, where she just had to tip it over. Abercrombie a little too tight that time. Bell flashing out from behind the setter. Successful attack pattern off the block.
I like that Nati is continuing to spread out her offense. We're seeing her go middle. She's working with Betty, Maddie. Now she's getting Bell involved again. I think that has to continue. You cannot rely just on one player.
Unless that player's name is Jordan Thompson.
Yeah, fair. Exactly what she did in the first week. Jordan. Purple jersey.
Yeah, and Jordan Thompson in her first appearance under her own moniker had 15 kills in just the third set alone. Our first night of play. Gabby Blossom checks into the match, the St. Louis native. Played at Penn State as well as USD. National semifinal appearance for her in her collegiate career. Here she makes a perfect pass off that block touch. Kingdon Rischel generating power from no approach.
And did I see those hands pulled by Abercrombie? I wanted to have another look at it because she looked as if she's seen that before. Abercrombie trying to be a little sneaky. Doesn't pay off this time.
Well, Sambothy ended up with her mitts above the tape.
And that's the key, is if you're going to do that, there has to be a communication between middle and outside, because you want either both to pull or neither to pull. Otherwise, it just ends up as a target.
Both sides going to their backup setters for some serving. Carly Bram is in, and she'll leave the service line right away as Hoffman pushes that one through and down. 23-22. Critical moment with those 40 set points. Those are so impactful. Team Hens winning all of their matches, but one in a sweep took home all 180 team points, as there's another big mess. And we're down to a race to 2.
Those errors start to be more and more important. More weight to them.
Big swing here. Deep corner, dug up. Hoffman set on the line. No, dug up again. And killed cross court. Manami Kojima collects your point for this incredible dig. Okay, this would be worth more than 5, just because it's so consequential at the end of a set.
I mean, that's what she does, though, is those balls that come off the hands. I think she has really quick reaction speed, so she's getting her body underneath it. But I love that from Maddie as well. She's off the net. She doesn't have a whole lot of approach to use, but you saw her just gather all of her energy.
Second timeout called by Team Hoffman, as Team Valentin-Anderson converted a point-scoring opportunity at just the right moment to go to a set point. Remember, our leaderboard updates live as we go throughout 2 matches in an evening. That includes team points as well as stat points. The MVPs are added in later after the match, after the voting. And currently Team Hoffman has 2 players inside the top 10.
And the best way to climb that leaderboard, we talk about it all the time, is to get those team wins. Neither of these teams has a win on the board yet this week. Someone's walking away with one, but the other team will have no wins yet, and it's really hard to come back from.
Abercrombie already with 8 kills in this first set. Do they look to her for a 9th attempt? She's in the back row. Front row, Micah Hancock. She could turn swing. Taylor Sambothy likely on a slide, and Captain Claire Hoffman on the left. Nunaviller out of the back row instead. Bell through the block for the set. Kat Bell answering all questions, gets her 4th kill on 10 swings in set number 1 for Team Valentin-Anderson. And they come up with the win, 25-23, and add 40 set points to their side for each player. That will start to push some NVA athletes up that overall leaderboard. We'll play our second set here in Omaha next. Arriving in a match is a time to show your fashion as well as your personality, Key Michael.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed on that hat there, Betty's hat said, Ganador, winner. I love that for her. You have to have confidence, not only in the life as a volleyball player, also these photos, smiling, having so much fun. And these two in particular, what a duo.
Maddie Kingdon-Ruschel and Kat Bell right there showing some team camaraderie heading in, and it worked down the stretch. Team Valentin-Anderson comes up with a tight first set victory, 25-23, a comeback performance as they trailed approaching 20. And it was Kingdon-Ruschel and company with a pretty balanced offense to go ahead and take the victory. Maddie, 6 kills, hitting .410.
Yeah, and I think we talked about her in the intro because of the power that she can bring. Combined with Betty, she's going to be somebody that has to take those big swings, and even in situations where she's not comfortable, that ball coming from her left side, we've seen her a couple times off the net, still gathers really well. I think that's what she does better than anyone, is watch her arm movement when she doesn't have an approach, still brings a lot of power because of it.
We're looking at that challenge, the back and forth weirdo play, ball called out initially, overruled by our officiating crew, said the ball was in, challenged then by the other side, and ended up being a point for Team Valentin-Anderson. And from that moment, where it would have been 20-15, instead it was 19-16, it was 9-4 to finish the set for Team Valentin-Anderson. They really seized on that turning point.
Yeah, and they had to, right? They had given up all their challenges. They had to let their volleyball do the talking. Right there halfway through the set, there was a bit of a change in energy. It paid off.
An extended first set ended 25-23. Each team using their allotted 2 challenges per set. Now, unlike the NCAA, you don't lose your challenges, and it isn't just 2 for the entire match till you get to a 5th set. Here, there's 2 captains' challenges per team per set, so they're back to 2. As we get ready for set 2 here, Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael from Liberty First Credit Union Arena for our 5th of 6 total nights here in Omaha before we head off to Madison, Wisconsin for weeks 3 and 4. Nunaviller flies in. That ball is tough to get to the floor, especially into the angles, so you'll have to do it at the net as Anaika Legros checks in for the first time here. The Kennesaw, Georgia native at 6'5", middle blocker position, already making a difference.
Yeah, I love switching it up if things are not working. Anika's such a tall, physical player. She can get that movement going, get some hands in front of the attackers on the orange side, cause some distress.
Hancock with a blast. Good pass for Team NBA. And that one wristed by Betty just over the top. Her crisp contact allows her to direct the ball almost anywhere.
Yeah, she's a veteran player that she's seen everything. She's been in every situation before, so no matter what kind of ball you throw up at her, she's got such good hand control, body control to make something of it.
Claire Hoffman going with that change with Legros. She is in the front row. We'll see how impactful she can be. It's calling gap there instead it goes to the opposite. Legros now in the read. That one over the top. Bell finding her rhythm. Bell now 5 kills. As we have an opportunity here to talk to Bella Bergmark of Team Valentin-Anderson. Welcome, Bella. Oh, no. That is not Bella. That would be... That's Sophie Fisher. Hi, hey. Sophie.
Hey, how are you?
We are well. Tell us about your side in that first set. You guys had a kind of a critical moment around 20.
Yeah, I mean, we really just planned to play clean. I think we were making a lot of unforced errors on ourselves, and we just played clean and finished the match, or the set, excuse me.
You started dialing your serving there, going corner to corner. What are you trying to accomplish? Who are you aiming for? Are you aiming for the spot? What's the strategy?
Just aiming for the passing outside, trying to get them on the floor, just get them to pass before they attack, throw them off their game a little bit. So,
because as a middle blocker, you're always looking at the attacking options on the other side. So there's been some changes. Nika now in the middle. How does that change your blocking strategy, if at all?
Not much. I mean, it's the same thing. Doesn't really matter the person. Just trying to get low and over and make a good read and give my defense a good view behind me. That's really it.
I was giving some insight into blocking versus, commit blocking versus read blocking. What do you prefer and why?
Honestly, read blocking. I think commit blocking is kind of a toss-up. Oh, I have to go. I'm so sorry.
Okay, bye. We were getting into the weeds there. We're talking, throw a middle blocker in the chair. All I'm going to do is help that. Come on.
Well, we're going to see what she does here. See how well she does with the read.
Yeah.
As her counterpart, Serena Gray, will step back to serve.
Yeah, and I think it's super important as well as a middle blocker to be able to read, to do both. But in this situation where you don't have that many data points on anyone, read blocking is always going to be your best bet.
Net violation called, and Kat Bell thinking it might be her hair into the net, which would not be a net violation. Now we will have a challenge first of this second set for Natalia Valentin-Anderson. That's going to be a big bun if Kat tries to go a bun with that. We've seen this impact the game earlier. Week 1 particular had a number of calls for hair over the top of the cable.
Oh no, that's arm.
That's all of it.
That's arm. It could be a little bit of hair as well. That's fair.
What if your hair wraps over, drags the cable back into your arm?
After review, the challenge for net touch is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. Key quick with that one, as well as our Nashville office. Well done by everybody, and Kat's going to make some adjustments to her look. And we will continue on. Watching the big board as it's shown here in stadium.
She's hoping for the replay. In stadium, giving her nothing. Well, she can watch back at her leisure.
Natalia Valentin-Anderson, her captain, asking some questions. Gabby Blossom asking, why are we still delayed? She's at the service line. Kingdon-Rishel to the short side there. Going to Sambothi in front. She'll find herself in a joust with Sophie Fisher. Fisher quick off the ground.
And there's a great example of just reading and reacting to the situation. So she might not have thought, all right, Sambothi's going to be my #1 attacking option, but she's waiting. Her hands are high. She can be really quick to react with her calves, and that's how she gets that block.
4 apiece, set 2. Make it 5-4, and then you're going to start watching that match score below the names there as that starts to pile up. That is the aggregate score of our sets. That will be for the overall and the 60 team points for the victory. Brittany Abercrombie goes back to serve. Quiet second set start after a hot first set start where she had 8 kills and hit 410. Dumped that time from Valentin-Anderson.
Natalie is someone that you don't necessarily notice in the front court. You're looking at Mike Hancock. They're standing next to each other right now. The height difference. You're going to expect Hancock to be aggressive in the offense, but Natalie does it from off court as well, off the net.
Natalie 5'6", Hancock 5'9". Sophie Fisher 6'5".
Monster block for Fisher. I love that inside arm. And when I talk about inside arm, have a look at her movement. She has to close up, and the ball, her left arm is her inside arm. She's cutting off an angle from Hoffman.
Off that soft cast on her left thumb. It's taking some damage. Being a middle's dangerous. Bell steps in and puts another one away. The opposite battle continues to take shape. Bell now with 6 and hitting 280.
I can feel her confidence growing as the match progresses as well. Continuing to call for the ball to Nati. You never want to lose confidence of your setter.
Bell made her debut in this league last year, finished 13th overall as Natalia Valentin-Anderson gets a block. 5'6", playing 6'5".
Nati is super sneaky up at the net. She uses all her arm strength to get that lift off the ground.
4-0 run by the women in orange. Make it 5.
Fisher, she is on one now. Talk about locking in the chair, and then she just goes out and does it.
Fisher keeping her focus, and her side causing a timeout early in set number 2. 9-5 in the set. They've now taken a lead, 34-28. Back-to-back strong defense of the net. 34-28, Team Valentin-Anderson trying to seize control of this second set. Team Hoffman trying not to let it get away. But it has been a blocking affair thus far. Sophie Fisher with back-to-back stuff blocks. Middle's playing a huge role, and Key Michael celebrating.
I love a good blocking situation, and these are two of the stars of this tournament already. Both these two, Fisher and Vicini, have 9 blocks coming into this match. That puts them at tied for second behind Molly McCage, who has 12. But tonight there's been a stark difference, I think, between Fisher, who's had 3, and Vicini hasn't had any. So that's why you see her changing up. She ends up on the bench for Legros. But it's one of the most important parts of the defense is that first contact, whether it be an actual stuff block or just a slowdown. You have to have a solid net presence, and Fisher and the orange side are doing a great job of it.
Yeah, one of the other stats is a control block, but those stuffs give you all the momentum and the instant points. Those and aces really can be hugely demoralizing for an opponent and grab momentum.
Yeah, and I think volleyball is one of those sports where momentum can shift. It can swing back and forth, but you really want to try and grab onto it with those big energy plays. And that could be an ace serve, that could be a big stuff block, that could be a kill with no touch, a huge dig just flying and sprawling out. There's different ways to affect the game with big energy plays, but I think those can shift and those can change things mid-match.
9-5 the score. Top 10 leaderboard pops in. That, of course, can be live updated, so it will change throughout the evening, throughout our second match as well. This is just the first of 2. As that ball, what a set by Hancock, but Hoffman cannot find her way past the block again.
What a play on the purple side. Wong Arantes just sprawling out for it. And just a one-handed scoop as Sambothi gets out of the way. It ends up as a stuff block, and it adds to the tally that we've already been talking about. But Still like the look of that play on the purple side.
Fisher has that one, I think, pushing Natalia Valentin-Anderson out of the way. That one is finally banged through the block, and the run comes to an end at 6-0. So how much do you lean on Brittany Abercrombie now with 9 kills, hitting .350? Do you just streak her becomes the question. Block, tough time responding there to Kingdon Richel. Another nice delivery from NBA.
Well, I think on the purple side, there are a couple missing pieces. Brooke Nunneveller is one of them for me. She's only had 3 points on the night, and that's why you're seeing so much responsibility on Abercrombie's side. I think Hoffman is also trying to get middles going. Sambothi, we've seen a couple of attacks, but Hancock just asking questions of Nunneveller.
Kat Bell stretches out for that pancake. And Sambothi doing her best Fisher imitation there. Puts one away in the angle. Good positioning from Taylor Sambothi. That kind of quick, sprightly, fleet of foot middle.
She's nothing, not sprightly.
2 blocks in this one. Set over again. Nice reach back from Legros. That'll have to go. In fact, turned well by Hancock. Good touch. Legros once again. Up in transition, trying to be a threat. That ball is pushed down for a point. Team Hoffman benefiting with Anika Legros in the front row.
And how about that swing from Hancock? Ball's coming from behind her head. She's coming off the net and turns to have a swing. That's the value of having a left-handed attacker that's confident taking those kind of plays.
Sambothi, a little stutter into that serve, gets it in anyway. Valentin-Anderson to Gray, who turns it, and it's called wide.
Hard to tell from our angle. We will get a challenge, though, because I think it's close enough to at least have another look at it.
Challenge number 2 already again. At an early point in the set, Valentin-Anderson here challenging whether this ball is in or out.
Love the turn from Gray.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It was a really impressive movement at the point of contact.
She's got 2 blockers up on her. She has to go really sharp on it. Ooh.
I'm going with out.
I think there's enough space that you can see that little bit of black Terraflex. But
After review, the challenge for ball in out is unsuccessful.
Key Michael, you're right. Little bit of black Terraflex detected, and that ball out of bounds. 2 challenges already used for Valentin-Anderson. But that was a really good-looking attack, except for the result. Betty dug up. Legros up quick and ripping high. There you get a look at Anaika Legros, an 8-year pro returning to the United States. Led her team in the French Cup in points in the French League the entire season. A middle blocker leading everyone in points.
that's why I was a little surprised not to see her get a starting role here, but she's proven herself already.
Yeah, that first swing, any indication, she is tough to stop. A long 6'5", and the block continues to be tough to get around for Team Hoffman. There, look at Legros.
I think the key for her as well is if she does get just this little bit of playing time, that's what she has to do. She gets that one set, puts it away with authority.
Carpe diem.
That's right.
Oh, I thought she might get it again right there. If I was setting, that would have worked. Nobody up, and Betty with a dunk. And a smooch celebration.
Kojima, you are everywhere. He doesn't have to do much, just throws it, stays on the floor, reserving the energy for the experienced veteran.
Bad pass. Oh, Hoffman. Pardon me. Hancock working off of the hands. That was cagily done by Micah Hancock. Bell giving her a target here. Sharp angle. Betty, good high pass. And another high swing from Kat Bell. Bell 7th on 16 swings. By far her best outing of 2025.
And I really like that swing as well. It's a clever decision to go high off the hand. I think one of the problems that Bell was having in the last couple of matches was bringing the ball down, swinging low and hard. You have to swing high if you're going to have success.
Tight to the net. It's one or the other, and it's a back row center. You can't have a joust without a call if one player is back row.
Purple center back row. What's the call?
Boy, the serve receive is just off balance here for Team Hoffman. They've already used one timeout here in this second set as they fall further behind in the overall 41-34. And there will be their second timeout at 16-11. Team Valentin-Anderson applying some pretty good service pressure, but not necessarily aces.
Yeah, well, you don't have to get those aces. Those are, I would say, cherry on the top if you're adding that stat. But being aggressive from that first contact just makes it difficult in every other area. It's a domino effect. If you're serving tough, that pass is either too tight to the net, which is what we're seeing on the purple side, or it's off the net. They have to adjust, which is probably what we'll see from the purple side now. They'll start to bring the ball a little off the net. But then, as we saw over at the whiteboard, the further off the net, the less options there are to attack, which means the blockers can move really well.
Serving Sundays on a Sunday is Key Michael. Let's go into the game right now with Taylor Sambothy, middle blocker for Team Hoffman.
But I'm like, we can move the block out. We're having trouble moving it back in. So if we start with it in, we can always adjust wide, I fear. This is more dynamic for both of them. I think they want to hit this.
They don't, and it's not going to be hard.
To the line. Off! Mike, don't chase, stay inside. Oh. All the way, Brooke! Go, you're there. Turn! Yeah! Come on!
I love hearing so much communication out of Taylor Sambothy, especially as a middle. Sometimes we tend to just do what we're told, but she is really good at being vocal with her teammates. You heard her there with Micah Hancock in the block. Just wait, don't get pulled out.
It's the offense right now that needs a little bit of work for Team Hoffman, because the defense at the net, the blocking on the other side is carrying the day. Bell looks like she got a hold of that one, and that's going to be in total blocks, 8-3.
The orange side have been doing such a good job of reading the game. And again, this is what we talked about. It all starts from that serve. The more difficulty it is on the purple side to get 3 attackers up, the easier it is for the blockers.
Another run here of 4 points for Valentin-Anderson. They're +6 in the set, +8 in that overall score. Abercrombie, dug up by Kojima. Should be some clean offense here. Legros? Yes. Good touch again. Team Valentin-Anderson. That second one over the top of Manami Kojima. Might be the one way you can kind of get to her. Kojima just 5'2".
You didn't see it on your screen there, but it'll change as Tammy Thomas-Ailara snuck in for that point. That's the value of having players that can play outside or opposite. You could win in for Nunaviller.
Aggressive out of the back row is Nunaviller. Boy, Natalia read that one. She saw it coming like she was in the Matrix. And it's another point. Wow, she was already in the air when that ball was being contacted.
This is why she's the 3rd best defender in the league. She's sprawling out every single time there's a ball, even anywhere in her vicinity. She's on the floor for it.
Plays to extend rallies, to provide opportunities to score. Natalia Valentin-Anderson with those 7 digs. Her team with a 6-point lead in the set. Abercrombie in double figures already, adding to that total now at 11.
Oh, that one was clean. I think that was Abercrombie's best swing of the night. She's inside the block. She's lefty, so she's already got that angle advantage. Beautifully done cross court.
I remember her last year hitting those balls where she's just seeing the court with perfect vision and not going full speed, but directly to an open spot.
Yeah, and just avoiding the block. Sometimes it's not about your hardest driven ball. It's just about finding where there's nobody on the court.
Sambothi over the top successfully.
The other thing Hancock's doing with her middles is she's pushing them on that little bit of a push in front. So it's not right next to her. She's feeding them a little bit to the left side of the court so that on the right side, Abercrombie's got a little more space.
Fisher, a slide. Missed contact there. No block touch call. That'll keep Abercrombie at the line. She's got 1 in on this turn. Her side with 5 errors. The other side with just 2 errors. And while both sides have alternately kept folks off balance, they each only have an ace. Abercrombie carrying an offensive load, as she did much of last year.
Purple side looking for a block touch. A lot of challenges happening in these opening match tonight.
Yeah, we went through all 4 challenges in the first set. So we have a very similar situation to the first set, where a call was made for Team Hoffman. They go back to serve, and the referees then, while Team Hoffman is preparing to serve, reverse the call in an overrule.
So definitely no touch.
And Team Hoffman is forced to issue a challenge.
Yeah, by that angle, it wasn't even close.
Getting word the floor, the line judge called a touch. But Key, you're not seeing anything.
Well, from that angle, it looked like it went straight clean past Hoffman's hand. She wasn't really anywhere close to it.
And now getting a fairly significant delay as well. A couple of weird series of events here in some of the rulings and the challenges. Hoffman forced to use their first challenge of this second set. We're already up to 7 total challenges in this one. That's not even close.
Not even close by my vision, but that's why it's unusual that it was overturned, because it seemed like such a clear call in the first place.
Yeah, it's not nothing called down the line there. It was just straight up out of bounds. The linesmen will put their hand on top of the flag to indicate a touch when they're calling
After review, the challenge for block touch is successful.
Yeah, exact same weirdo thing, as Brittany Abercrombie did not understand the language either.
Yeah.
Because the call was reversed, it initially was a touch called in favor of Valentin-Anderson. The successful challenge has the no touch indication then, and Team Hoffman with the serve. And that ball's inside the block by Richel. Valentin-Anderson with an immediate response.
Definitely a touch on that one. You gotta respond immediately, as you mentioned, Richel. We haven't seen her a whole lot in this second set. Relatively quiet. 3 points in the second set.
Abercrombie inside the block, that's a kill. So maybe time for a JT moment for Brittany Abercrombie, or maybe it's a BA moment. Maybe it's originally named from last season. A Brittany Abercrombie moment to carry the team down a set. Valentin-Anderson into the red zone. Hoffman trying to get back to it. An ace would have helped right there. Opportunity gained anyway. outside, and that is Temi Thomas-Ailara, who before this match was taking a lot of reps at outside hitter, a lot of passing, it just as she did last year. She was preparing for this possibility before we begin the match.
I think that's the value in a league like this. You got to show how versatile you can be. So we saw her last week in that opposite position. Now she's drafted as more a utility player.
Yeah, she played a lot of quality volleyball last year at that outside hitter spot where she is now. They're going to have to manufacture some here. They got one in that rotation. They'll need more now out of a side out. You go to Abercrombie right now?
I'd like to see a middle going. I think Sambothi can get a little something here if it's a good pass.
Thomas-Ailara targeted successfully, second ace of the match. Look at who it is. Corner to corner, Sophie Fisher.
And here's the difficulty. Thomas-Ailara, who last week did not take any passing reps, as you mentioned, now thrown into this position again. You have to kind of change your mentality as a player.
Going down the line this time. Interesting switch up. Thomas-Ailara, that ball dug high and just out of play. Nati, just maybe visit with the fans. Stay there for a moment.
That's what you want when you get those front row tickets. You're hoping that some kind of sweaty body comes and lands in your vicinity. That's what you pay extra for.
Sometimes they fly over or jump over. Here, Nati just taking a seat. Bell looking down the line. A little misfire to the right. So Hoffman's clicking off a couple points here. The problem is they're running out of space to the end of the set. Sambothi's got to be in. Not only in, it's tough. Nati with the save. Abercrombie down, up to TTA. Got it again. Temi Thomas-Ailara scores.
See a couple of players on the orange side asking if she might have come under the net with her foot. But again, not challengeable.
Well, ball off the block, out of bounds. Team Hoffman, the aggressor all of a sudden, and it's 22-20. Keep an eye on that score, 47-43 the overall as we go to a timeout. Gives us a chance to check in with Claire Hoffman. What about her level of volleyball?
Claire Hoffman stepped up in a big way.
A service from Hoffman, and Hoffman feasts on that one. Oh yes, Hoffman showing the power.
She is becoming a star here at Athletes Unlimited.
Volleyball is like the ultimate team sport, and I think that's just what automatically drew me. Like, you've got, 6 people on at a time, and then you've got the bench right there, and everyone's just in it all the time. And I think back to 12s when I was playing, and it's like the hair ties and the hair bands and all of that off the court. It's just so fun, and why would you not want to keep doing?
I would not have recognized her in that photo if that circle weren't around her face. She has changed drastically, but such a good player with Athletes Unlimited. She's one of those all-around versatile players we keep talking about.
Here trying to lead her team back in the second set. Trying to stop Bell. Well, that's a good way to start. Get a touch. Got to turn it. TTA looking for some open floor. Manami Kojima right there. Tip into the middle of the court is successful. No libero on the floor as that was Sambothi serving.
Huge volleyball IQ there. We talked at the whiteboard about triple blocking. You saw all 3 purple bodies in the air, and so did Kingdon Rishel. She saw it, and that means there's only 3 defenders, so that's why that campfire is wide open.
He must have side out here for Team Hoffman. 3 hitters to the front row. Lots of options for the captain, Valentin-Anderson. Legros stretches out. Can she get a block here? No, it's inside of her arms and down. Set point for Team Valentin-Anderson arrives, and they're trying to carry a big lead as well. They currently are +6 on the scoreboard. Valentin-Anderson will remain at the line. Bit of floor maintenance going on. Strong front row. Bell, Dela Cruz Mejia, and Gray for Team Valentin-Anderson. Abercrombie inside the block, got just enough. Maybe a second chance to close out this second set. And another 40 team points. Micah Hancock, high pressure here. How much risk will she put on this serve? She's been in good rhythm. A little bit in front, leans on her. Bell, ice cream cone tip, and it'll go. Kat Bell, keying some of the offense. 9 kills for Bell, Rischel with 11. Some balance and 2 sets in the books. Another 40 team points for Valentin-Anderson, 25-21 in the second set. They'll be looking for the sweep next. They lead 50-44. We'll talk magic numbers and domination. The overall lead, having won both of the first 2 sets. Team Valentin-Anderson leads. Team Hoffman, welcome back to Omaha. Kevin Barnett alongside Key Michael. A lot of focus coming in, Key, on the blocking aspect of the game for Team Valentin-Anderson. That has been a big part of why they're leading.
Yeah, 8 blocks right now on the night because of that read block situation. We're seeing it a lot, and again, it starts with a really tough serve because the middles are just able to get in better positions. Look how far off the net that purple set is. Fisher has so much time, all the time in the world, to get in position, get that inside arm closed. She has been having a field day. We talked with her on the chair chat about blocking, and then she just went out and delivered, and the entire orange team doing so well.
So look at our standouts here. Brittany Abercrombie having herself best match of 2025, as is Kat Bell. The thing here is there's 2 players on one side standing out.
Yeah, Kat Bell in double-digit points for the first time this season. And again, she talked to me before the match about the patience and the commitment that she's had with her setters, with her team. They're keeping her on the floor for good reason because she's proven she can do it in the last few years. Finding her footing, and it's such a short season that it's hard to do. You don't have a lot of time to work with your teammates, but absolutely on the uphill swing.
Can they continue their domination, or can the other side maybe get the ball to Anika Legros? Liberty First Credit Union, our arena, our host tonight and tomorrow as we finish out the Omaha residency of Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball, and then head off to Madison for the second half of the season. Micah Hancock back to serve. That ball chopped through, immediate side out as our leaderboard checks in. Look at the top 20. Here's the first 10. Thompson going to be in action later tonight against Team Hentz. And you see some movement being made right there by players picking up points live. We'll be here until October 13th. That's tomorrow. Then October 23rd, we'll resume play in Madison, Wisconsin, Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Alliant Energy Center until November 2nd. Come on out and see these incredible international stars. Oh, another tip into the fire, this time on the other side.
And it's the one player you mentioned that's been going off on the purple side. The question mark as we go down the stretch in this set is who else is going to step up, because you talked about how there's 2-3 players on the orange side that are getting attacks going. If it's only Abercrombie, I just don't think that's enough.
Well, Nunaviller is back in right now. They did put Temi Thomas-Ailara in for a bit in the stretch run of that second set. Anika Legros remains at the middle blocker position. We've seen her get very limited offensive opportunities. She's 2 of 3. Straight down block by Bell. I think Bella Bergmark might have enjoyed that play. Do you like a good block, Bella? All right, we'll try and get the technical difficulties straightened out. Unable to hit Bella right now.
Oh, can you hear me?
can't hear me.
No. So we'll work on it here. Her team working on Team Hoffman already 4-1 and 54-45 early on.
Yeah.
Remember that all-important score, the overall for those 60 team points. Magic number here for Team Valentin-Anderson. They just have to put 20 on the board for the overall win, and they're getting closer there as Betty picks up an ace. Natalia de la Cruz Mejia with her second ace of this match. Let's try Bella again. Bella, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey!
Hello. Now. Okay. Perfect.
Welcome to Athletes Unlimited. Hey, you got in the other night.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience on and off the court.
I mean, I was just happy to be able to come in and bring some more energy after, you know, kind of going through an energetic lull on the team of the first two sets. So, I mean, I was really glad that I felt like the whole team kind of just felt like we turned a new page, and I'm happy I could have contributed to that. Off the court, I mean, you know, you do what you can from the sidelines. You try to help out your teammates and tell them what you see. Tell them, like, hey, I think we can adjust the block, or hey, I think we can, you know, but there's not much you can control from the bench, but, you know, just try to do what you can.
For anyone that doesn't know, Bella is a woman after my own heart because she likes to make content, and anyone that's not already following you and wants to see what a day in the life of an Athletes Unlimited volleyball player is like, please go and follow her. But we also know that you get into a little bit of DJing every now and then.
Yeah. I learned when I was in Puerto Rico. Oh, I think there's a situation.
Oh, Betty here bent over after that. That was a very strange looking play for Betty, and she says she's okay.
Okay, she's good.
Yeah, she was changing direction off of an unexpected block touch, and it looks like she did something to her right hand.
Oh yeah, I know that does not feel good. All right, we're good now. She's the only.
We're all watching together here. Bella Bergmark joining us in the chair chat. Betty, the left hand is okay. With a dig there, but a point for the other side.
So Bella, tell us a little bit about how you got into DJing and how often are you able to do that?
Well, I think it started because I went on a trip to Spain and Portugal with my best friend, and then we saw some pretty cool DJs. When I came back, I was thinking, you know, I think I wanted to get into this, and it was my last season at Texas, and randomly we went to this networking event with Texas Volleyball, and I was talking to one of the women who was there. She had her own podcast, she had produced a few albums, and I told her, I'm kind of thinking about getting into DJing, and she told me, I'm moving and I have a board you can use. It's yours tomorrow. And I was like, wow, okay. So I picked it up the next day, literally. And I don't do too much outside of my own room these days, but I have done a few things in Puerto Rico. Obviously, the other day I was, wow.
Anaika Legros, welcome to Athletes Unlimited. Put some heat on that one.
I gotta say, I played against Anaika, or Nika, she goes by, in France, and she is an absolute animal, and I'm so happy to see her out on the court making a difference, because her energy is unmatched on the court, and she has this intensity and this. If you ever talk to her in person, she's so light, she's so bubbly.
So nice.
It's like, wow, I didn't even realize she has this duality, you know. But she's an absolute animal, and she was the best middle in France last year by far. So I'm really happy to see her out here making a difference.
Bella, before we let you go, I think you have a distinction in the entire league. No one else out of the 44 players is available on Cameo, to my understanding.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest request you've received on Cameo that was appropriate?
That's appropriate. I mean, I don't think I have received any weird ones. I'd say probably someone asked. No weird ones, but no ones that are appropriate to share. I will say that.
Safe for broadcast.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, we'll just leave it at that.
All right.
Not safe for work. Very good. Well, back to work for you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Bella.
Bella Bergmark checking in, went to Cal and then Texas, national titles at Texas, and actually teaching the game as well. Bella Bergmark clinics, a regular feature for her. Active on and off the court, action on the court here. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael. We are in set number 3 of 3. 8-5, Natalia Valentin-Anderson and her squad behind the right arm of Kat Bell on her best night of the year with the lead. 58-49, looking for more. And a net violation is going to put 59 on there. They lead by 10. Here in set number 3, a clean sweep would be huge for Natalia Valentin-Anderson's whole side.
Yeah, especially because, again, we talk a lot about those points, those win points, but the momentum going into the next match as well. She's going to be facing the gold team in their next match, and that's the team that has Jordan Thompson. You want to go in that with a little bit of confidence and for sure some points to back it up. Been a very stop and start set, this one. A lot of cleaning of the floor, a lot of checking for moisture. And
well, we had those aces there, Betty with a couple, and then Anika Legros responding with her first ace of her AU Pro Volleyball career. Bad pass there. Natalia's so good at making something out of nothing. Slicing that one off is Betty. Tough swing here for Nunaviller. A little better chance now. Brooke straight down.
Brooke doesn't seem to have found the ball that she wants as of yet in this set. This is not the kind of numbers that we're used to seeing from her. She's only got 5 points on the board. This is a player that, you know, for the Omaha Supernovas is the go-to attacker.
Getting used there by Sophie Fisher, who's having herself a really nice night. A number of blocks. Fisher not getting a ton of offensive opportunities. She's now just 2 of 4, but you know, that'll do. In the block phase of the game, she has 4, along with a positive touch. She remains in the front row, trying to continue to do more damage. It won't happen off of that serve. Keegan Rischel quite long. Now you're talking about the production on the outside. Brooke Nunaviller 4 kills for Team Hoffman. The captain Claire with just 5, hitting 4% efficiency. Manami all the way across the back row. Push inside, not the second time. So the point will go to Team Hoffman, but not because of a lack of effort by Manami Kojima.
Yeah, Brooke recognizing that the throw tip might be her best option when she's got that block up in front of her. She's in front of Nazi, so you might expect to go hard driven down the line, but she's working some things out.
Oh, good looking volleyball play right to the point where the ball went out of bounds. 10-10. Team Hoffman back in it.
I can't tell if that look from Betty is no, that ball was not out, or no, I can't believe I missed it.
Bad pass. Natalia keeps it alive. Tied at 10, still leading. The women in orange. Leading by more. Fisher collects again.
What a night for Fisher. Huge stuff blocks, 5 of them already tonight. Again, inside arm doing double duty. This time it's the right hand that just wraps around the ball. Nunaviller dying inside.
Fisher shaping that one with her hands. Digging with her platform down the line perfectly. Bell off the face of Nunaviller. That one stung. And I'll tell you what, I might go with a challenge here. Bell's right toe may have been over the line, but a lot of concern right now for Brooke Nunaviller by both sides, as she got that one directly in the face. Yeah, anybody who's played and taken one of those shots on the block, you remember them.
Or you try not to remember them.
Yeah, I mean, you hope you do, and then you wish you didn't get it. Right there in the schnoz. And maybe below the right eye. Vinny Pacheco might have to come out here and take a look. Let's give you a look at the dangers of blocking in this sport.
Yeah, Nunaviller's hands just wide enough for a single ball to pass through. That's the peril of being a front court blocker.
Let's go. Let's go. If you can lip read, Brooke Nunaviller's ready. Do you serve her?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, competitor Key. Thank you.
100%.
That is the right answer.
I mean,
and it's Fisher's serve anyway.
she likes that angle.
Going for it. So Fisher wide. We remain close in the third, but that lead for Valentin-Anderson, they are just 8 away from their magic number here. They're trying to put enough points on the board that there are not enough points remaining in the set for Team Hoffman to come back in that overall score, 62-55. That one's tight inside. Push through. Natalia hit out. Good job right off the block of Serena Gray.
And the purple side beating Gray with their speed on that block. Again, it's not about how hard you hit, sometimes not even how high you hit. If you could just get that fastball out. Natalia, even with only maybe one eye working, she still likes a fast set.
Hancock again. That was deep corner, overpass. Legros keeps it high. Abercrombie just over the block. There's Kojima again. Abercrombie slices it off inside. Manami, right side to Bell. They're playing for that high deep off the hands now. Bell +5 for that dig. And it'll be +8 out of the back row for Maddie Kingdon-Rischel, who gets the kill. Rischel with 13.
Defense is what made the orange side so dominant early on in this match, and that's what they need to hang their hat on. Those kind of pickups. This one in particular, I believe it's from Bell. Just keeping her team in an opportunity, allowing Maddie to go in with the big swing.
Legros couldn't get by the block there. Abercrombie can to the defense there once again. Bell sharp. That is a technical swing from a seasoned pro.
Yeah, that had a little bit of beach volleyball look to it. Her shoulders are facing that direction. She's not trying to be deceptive, but what she is doing is seeing that nobody is in that really sharp shot. Look, Abercrombie has come off the net. She's come off short, so it leaves that really sharp, deep angle to hit.
Nunaviller had that one right up on her, and Legros may have put that one too far. Indeed, she did. So another point here, 15. Valentin-Anderson just 5 away from the overall victory. And we have hit the technical timeout in our third set, 15-12. Valentin-Anderson trying to keep those brooms out on the court. The Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball Championship is fueled by Gatorade. That's providing some energy there for the pre-match picture as well as the on-court successes and fights at the net. Look around the faces of this incredible league as the level continues to climb. Jordan Thompson, a huge part of that, already leading here in her first season with a remarkable performance last time. She'll be against Team Hens tonight, coming up at 6:30 Eastern, but this was her number back on Thursday.
Yeah, 26 kills after having 2 back-to-back 20-point performances on opening nights of her play here in Athletes Unlimited. This is a player that is elite in all areas of her game, and I think it's such a testament to how that level continues to grow here at Athletes Unlimited.
She had 15 of those kills in the third set alone. They barely sent anyone else in that one. Here we've seen a bit more of a balanced attack for Team Valentin-Anderson. 12 kills for Bell, 13 for Rischel, 7 for Dela Cruz Mejia, but the efficiency of Maddie Kingdon-Rischel's at 54%, 540 she's hitting. And then you add in the blocking game, 10 blocks to 3, half of those by Sophie Fisher.
Fisher's been having a night.
There's the 2 offensive stars next to one another in Liberty First Credit Union Arena here in Omaha, Nebraska. Our 5th of 6 evenings of play. One more chance to come on out and see us before we head off to Madison, Wisconsin. That's going to be October 23rd through November 2nd. And then we'll hand out all the hardware. The final night there. Nunaviller, bad pass. Bell hanging in defensively. And it goes to Gray offensively. They score again, 4 away from the overall.
I love that choice by Nati. She's got some big swingers that she's been utilizing, but I feel like she's underutilized her middles in the offense. So when she gets that opportunity, absolutely go back to them.
3 hitters in the front row. The lead is 10, 66-56. Short serve, there it is. Been a while, been waiting on it from NBA.
I was thinking to myself, the last time she got an ace, this is what she does so well, is she will pull the defenders on a string. You'll see her go really deep, and then she'll drop one short, and this is just causing confusion. And especially, she's gone right on Nika, the middle blocker there.
Where this time? Hard down the line, another good one. Abercrombie trying to push. No way, Kojima's got it. Legros, good set this time. Yes, success. Nice assist for Nika. Going to Brittany Abercrombie on the right.
Yeah, and I think you don't have to do too much. If you're a middle blocker stepping in to take that set, in an out-of-system play like that, just put it nice and high and wide and on the tape, and let Abercrombie handle the rest.
Bell back inside the block once again. She's gone there a couple of times.
Big step up in play for Kat Bell today, and it's all due to that inside swing. She's had some success high off some hands, but that one right there, purple side just have not been able to stop it.
Now look at how much she stepped it up from earlier. It's from our last match. Back row attack is successful. A lot of heat from Brooke Nunaviller, taking out some frustration on that one. Sorry, Franklin.
Franklin the ball, not Molly Cage's dog.
Correct.
Always got to clarify. I like using Nunaviller from the backcourt. I think she's such a versatile swinger that I hate to use the word undersized, but she's not one of the taller players out there. Absolutely get her going from the backcourt. She's got that space from the net.
5'11", but ultra dynamic. Play the whole game as that ball is crushed by Kingdon Rischel, another 5-tool player, 14 kills for Rischel, and we are at a match point here. This is for the overall. This is for those 60 team points. The only thing left after that, not the only thing, the big thing would be the sweep of 180 total team points, all of which would be available if NBA can win this point and this third set. Abercrombie staves off the match for now. Second match ball upcoming for team Natalia Valentin-Anderson.
Abercrombie, the only player in double digits on her side.
Nunaviller with the dig. Bell cross court again, this time just inside is Abercrombie. That ball is high and will be out of play. Another point put on the board by Team Hoffman. They hold off a second match ball. This will be the third one upcoming as they get closer in this third set.
Way out of system ball. So Claire does so well to swing that high and deep.
Kingdon Rischel cannot be covered. So Hoffman has held in the breach here for 3 match point opportunities. They still have some breathing room to Natalia Valentin-Anderson and crew. 19-17 in this set. Plenty for the overall set. Hoffman would have to win every single one of the next points to 25 in order to force a golden set. Bell tight. Another opportunity here. Women in purple. What a dig by NBA. Oh, Bell would like to have that one back.
I like that idea from Bell, and it's just a testament again to her starting to feel a little bit more comfortable out there. Going for that turnaround.
Very unhappy with herself. Maybe a chance to atone here. Does her setter go to her? No, outside. Kingdon Rischel dug. Abercrombie shuffling to get there. Second time a little off balance. Maddie off the block and out of bounds. It took 5 shots to get it done. They had to empty the revolver, but they got there. 60 total points to each player. And they still lead by 2 in this set. They have won the overall. They're looking for the sweep. And to have a whole bunch of orange on top of that leaderboard. No touch called on that swing. Another point for Valentin-Anderson. They're 4 away from 180 team points. And they are having a pretty nice evening in terms of statistics as well, hitting .330 as a group. Winning the blocking phase of the game 10-4 as timeout has been called at 21-18 by Team Hoffman. We're enjoying our time here in Nebraska. Hope you're enjoying being with us. Kevin Barnett alongside Key Michael. Key, what's your takeaway from this match from Team Valentin-Anderson?
I think they've done a really good job from the service line, first and foremost, because we've seen how difficult it's been for the Hoffman side to get an offense going, specifically through the middle. And that always starts with that first contact. But in addition, they're defending like champs. They are picking up every single ball that's coming their way, and then they're getting a little more production out of those areas where we had question marks. One of them being on the right side. Absolutely stepping up her game is Kat Bell, and she's been a big part of this victory.
Both teams were coming off of losses for Team Hoffman here. They have lost the overall, so they're going to go into their third match tomorrow night at 0-2. Diagnose some of the offensive problems and maybe give them a solution here. Abercrombie's been leading in points by a lot in this one.
Yeah, and again, it comes back to the way that they've been playing from that first contact. I think a better ball, a better first contact on the purple side, allowing some middle offense to go, but also just spreading it out a little bit. Abercrombie, as witnessed here, is one of the few players that's been really fired up on her team and scoring points. She's at 18 points right now, and as I mentioned, the next closest point scorer is the middle blocker and Taylor Sambothi. That's not what you want to see. I love it. I love to see a middle blocker getting some points, but you have to have those outside pins producing.
Yeah, Hoffman has 23 attempts, just 6 kills. That is off of her normal production. Bell, a little inside out of the back row, picked up by Fisher. And NVA will get in on the action. She loves a good swing and a bigger block. Can't get either of those that time. Not for lack of trying. 21-20. Team Hoffman is back to within 1. They're trying to prevent that sweep. They're trying to take 40 team points. That would be huge for the Hoffman side. Block touch, and that ball might have been out of bounds.
Joust to the net, paying off for Kingdon Rochelle. It seems as though every point has a little bit extra weight on it right now for the Hoffman side. So close to taking one set.
Hoffman lost 76-73 to Team Thompson on night 1. Here they've lost the overall. Trying to hang on to something here as that ball is long from Hancock. It was a pretty good sprint in the first set that took it for Valentin-Anderson and allowed them to get out of that start with the 40 team points for set 1. And now Hoffman has called another timeout at 23-20. Brittany Abercrombie, 18 kills for Team Hoffman. Next on that list would be 8 kills out of Brooke Nunneviller. It's taken 20 swings to get there. Not too bad, hitting 250. Claire Hoffman, she has 6 kills, been blocked 4 times on 23. That's 8%. I guess the good news is Brittany Abercrombie's back to kind of being herself, both statistically, but also the eye test we've seen in this one.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that Abercrombie doesn't have to do anything in the reception. So her duties are purely offensive. So I think the orange side's just done such a good job of taking out both Hoffman and Nunneviller with that serve. They are forcing them to play that first contact. They are targeted in the reception and allowing Abercrombie to be that outlet player, which we know she can be, and she's been doing a great job of it. But the onus now on these two to take that first contact.
Team Valentin-Anderson out digging their opponent to 52-43. Winning a lot of categories, including the block. Nati nearly had another there. Instead, it's Fisher who's going to continue to add. That's number 6.
Fisher does such a good job of reading the situation. It's not all about being in the right place early and on time. It's sometimes just turning around and making something happen.
Set point, 24-20 for 40 more team points. Rischel, dig, Betty to the end. Team Valentin-Anderson for the first time celebrates a total sweep of all the team points available, plus 180. Like Michael Van Gerwen, Team Valentin-Anderson celebrates. If you don't know, that's a darts reference. 25-20. Team Valentin-Anderson victorious in the third. And they will win the overall 75-64. A dominant Sunday afternoon for the women in orange. Maddie Kingdon-Rishel is going to finish with 16 kills and a wonderfully efficient 500 hitting percentage. Behind her, Kat Bell is going to have 13 kills, hit 280, her best outing thus far. And Sophie Fisher, a defensive star at the net with 6 blocks, including one right down the stretch to help to secure the overall sweep. We'll be back to Omaha in just a moment and hear from the winners. You can see the celebration still ongoing for Team Valentin-Anderson. Team Valentin-Anderson took all 3 sets, 25 points in each as they added to that overall win, 75-64. They take home 180 team points. We often talk about defense only in a back row context, but it's time for a middle takeover of our show. Net defense featuring for Sophie Fisher today.
You knew I was going to grab a middle. It was a phenomenal blocking performance. You in particular with 6 blocks. What were you thinking about out there?
Really just being straight over. I mean, getting over low and fast, and just having my defense have a good view. So it's really it. But
I feel like it was an all defensive mindset tonight. What were you guys thinking about in terms of strategy coming in tonight?
I think just cleaning up the little plays. I think that our previous game on whatever day that was, Thursday, we were kind of playing sloppy on defense, front row and backcourt. So we just cleaned that up in practice, and I think it showed. So,
in terms of service pressure, what were you guys focused on there?
I think everyone has their own thing, but the main goal is obviously to target, not serve Justin Wong, but then also targeting the passing outside, just getting them out of the rhythm. So.
Awesome. Well, you guys have done so well in the defense at front court and back court. I hope we see it again in the next time. Congratulations, Kevin. Back to you.
Her side wins the blocking battle 11-4 for Team Valentin-Anderson, but they also got a lot of good offensive production for the first time out of Kat Bell, who broke out in this match. 13 kills and a number of hugely important swings, loving that cross court as well as keeping the ball high. Bell being aggressive and finding success in this one. Came out hitting 280, did Kat. And even some of the soft stuff was going. She's with Key Michael.
Kat, we talked before the match about the difficulty of this league, switching up different setters, but you came out big time tonight. What was the difference for you?
Honestly, just working with Nati. Nati had so much trust and faith in me tonight, and just being able to look into her and see that she's trusting me to do what I need to do tonight was perfect. And Nati, for sure.
In terms of building your confidence going forward, what are you going to take away from this match?
Giving myself some more grace, you know. We're coming off a long summer of traveling, having a good time, so I'm still trying to get in my own rhythm too as the weeks are progressing. So just giving myself more patience and just being able to open to, you know, making mistakes and be able to go get after it.
What do you think is the key to the success tonight? This orange side, very defensive-minded, I feel like. What did you like?
Defense, honestly, just our spirits together. I think everybody was just cheering, really in tune to the match tonight, and just us playing together was definitely it.
Well, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to see you playing more like yourself. This was so fun tonight. And Kevin, back to you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Victory for Team Valentin-Anderson, and the love of this game is evident from all of these women. Here's a little bit of them in their own words and in their own language.
Yo amo el voleibol porque me ha permitido ser la mujer que soy hoy.
มีความรู้สึกว่าวอลเลย์บอลเป็นอะไรที่มีความสุขมากๆนะคะ
Vôlei me faz sentir como eu mesma.
It spreads joy to anybody who gets the chance to play it or watch it.
バレーボールを通して仲間と一緒に戦う喜びを感じることができます。
Volleyball makes me feel confident. Volleyball makes me feel powerful.
El voleibol me hace sentir viva. O voleibol até hoje me deu tudo que eu sou, tudo que eu tenho.
私はバレーボールが大好きです。
Amo el voleibol.
I love volleyball.
ฉันรักวอลเลย์บอล
Nosotros amamos el voleibol. พวกเรารักวอลเลย์บอล
です
Chosen by our player executive committee, every story counts as a celebration of the rich diversity and unique cultures represented by our players. Here at AU, we have players from other countries, and this Impact Week is a celebration of the bond our athletes share across different cultures, languages, and continents through this sport. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael. Key, you've traveled the world playing this sport. What has it taught you about people?
I think volleyball is a language in and of itself. I think you don't have to necessarily speak the language that you're in. Maybe the culture is very different. You can feel so far apart from your friends and family, but as soon as you have a chance to get on the court with somebody, all of a sudden you become family. And that's what volleyball taught me, even all over the world, is that you find your family, and volleyball usually has a lot to do with it.
An international family indeed. This group of women who perform at the top level across the entire globe. And they're trying to perform at the top level here as they enjoy some of the interaction with the fans here late after the match. We look at our leaderboard. It's going to be populated by a lot of women in orange this week, and Team Natalia Valentin-Anderson. Top 4 players next week will draft Natalia Valentin-Anderson up into second with that strong performance. She looks like she's going to stay in that captain's chair.
And we always talk about how setters get in that position. 11 digs tonight, 37 assists. She's also someone who delivers from the service line with that ace, and she's doing a little bit of everything and not making a whole lot of errors. A really solid, well-rounded player. Love to see her in the captain's chair again next week, perhaps.
Team Hoffman's 0-2. Give me a quick diagnosis for them. Where do they need to go in last night?
They got to get that pass going. They've got to get some middle involvement there. It's just too easy for the blockers on the other side to figure out where that ball's going. And then if they can just spread that offense a little bit more, they should have more success.
Yeah, it's Unlimited Pro Volleyball Championship continues tonight at 6:30 Eastern. Team Hens versus Team Thompson. Check out where to watch at the website auprovolleyball.com. And this match is in the books here. Valentin-Anderson, 75-64. As players catch up after the match, you can be teammates one week, you can be frenemies the next. We have one match left tonight, 2 matches to go tomorrow here in Omaha before we turn to Madison. Congratulations to Team Valentin-Anderson as they win over Team Hoffman. We'll see you again coming up at 6:30 Eastern tonight. Hens and Thompson. Go to auprovolleyball.com and join us, won't you?